President Moon Jae-in is reportedly being briefed by the Prime Minister on a series of government ministries and institutions today, including the Ministry of Finance, Foreign, Unification, and SMEs and Startups. Now, it's an unusual way of ministers reporting to the President, with the Prime Minister reporting on behalf of some 20 government ministries and organizations. We go live to our correspondent on the line with the latest. Simon, tell us more.
Right, June, it is not the usual way of how we've seen the government ministers report to the president on the latest issues. And this is what we know so far. Prime Minister Lee Nak-yon, shortly after attending the cabinet meeting this morning, is reportedly briefing the president on 11 government ministries and 5 ministerial and 4 vice-ministerial organizations, totaling up to some 20 institutions. And that includes the Finance Ministry, the Foreign and Unification Ministries, the Land Ministry, Oceans Ministry, and the SMEs and Startups Ministry. And the Prime Minister will be also categorizing all of that into 5 different fields, namely the innovative growth, peace on the Korean Peninsula, an inclusive nation, people's safety, and a fair and just society. But something to point out to you, and you've mentioned it before, it's not the usual way of how we've seen the president being briefed by the government organizations. Earlier in December last year, 7 government ministers met the president face-to-face, and a few others submitted reports on paper to brief the president on the latest from their ministries.
All right, then, based on ministries and organizations that are up for reporting, what can we expect from the session with the PM?
For one, the denuclearization process on the Korean Peninsula, the president's long-cherished hope of bringing lasting peace to the region on the Foreign and Unification Ministers front. And the other could perhaps be the assessment of the current economic circumstances the country is faced with. The president had just wrapped up a tour of ASEAN member nations, sealing bilateral and multilateral economic deals with the member nations. But there are also pending economic issues at home, like the staggering high unemployment rate and the low consumer sentiment. And the other topic of interest, of course, from the meeting could be on some of the high-profile alleged sex crimes, which the president just yesterday had ordered the ministries of Justice and Interior Safety to thoroughly investigate. Tune.